Hey everyone, it's Brano, and today I wanted to talk about why I focus so much on the business side of game dev. Now, if you have recently joined my channel, you probably don't think of me as an idealistic game developer. You probably think of me as a pragmatic game developer. And I would say that I am a lot more idealistic than I am pragmatic, which would be surprising, because my thoughts are very pragmatic, but my actions are still very idealistic. As a whole, I really do try and make the games that I want to make and play myself. But I am in this phase of avoiding making certain games that I would want to make and play myself because I do not see any viability in them. A big part of the problem is that a lot of the games that I want to make and play are well beyond my skill level as a developer. As a team of one and sometimes two, and as a guy who has a full-time job on top of game development, I am limited in what I can actually make and finish in a somewhat polished state. So, from a development point of view, I'm already having to compromise a lot with my game dev. And this begins to really limit the types of games that I can attempt to make. Now, I am fortunate enough to where I can compete in the indie dev space because I play a lot of indie games. And like the people I was trying to describe in my previous video, I typically only play the best indie games. These are the games that I bought and played last year. We're not going to be including the demos. So you have games like Deltarune, Domekeeper, Pizza Tower, Silksong, and all of these games inspired me and really made me love indie games for what they are. But I cannot surpass them. I cannot make a game better than Deltarune, better than Domekeeper, better than Silksong. But I really like these games. And so I need to think very deeply about where my skills place me within this market. So for Domekeeper, even though I don't think I could compete directly with it, something I noticed was, by doing the market research, was that Warworld got a lot of sales, and Feed the Deep got a reasonable amount of sales, and I felt like I could make a game that was more fun than either of them. So that's how Surface Breaker became a thing. But beyond Surface Breaker, I was also doing market research and found that this incremental genre seems to be getting really big, and I've only played Cookie Clicker, so maybe I should look into this a bit further. Now, I did play a lot of demos, but the two games that I bought and played were Feeding a Black Hole and Click and Conquer. And I felt like, yeah, I can compete with this. I could potentially make a game that's more fun than either of them. But neither of these were really giving me huge amounts of inspiration about, like, what direction I want to go in. And I knew that if I was to compete with them directly, I would burn out because I wouldn't have enough fun. But then I played a demo of a game called Loot Loop, and I knew exactly what I wanted to, how I wanted to compete in the incremental space. So, the reason why I focus so much on game dev marketing and business, it's not to maximize my profits. It is to get enough evidence that my games actually have a chance at being successful while minimizing the amount that I need to compromise on the fun side of game dev. And when I do feel like I need to compromise, I have a reasonable level of confidence to say that this compromise is actually worth something. My personal skill set and taste does not naturally 100% align with market viability. So I have to learn about the business side of game dev in order to bridge that gap without compromising too much to where it makes game dev not fun. At the end of the day, I really just want to make great games that I want to play. And this is why I haven't quit yet, but it's also why I haven't quit my job yet. Keeping my artistic integrity to at least an 8 out of 10 is what lets me continue and just to make games in general. So there is a bit of irony in this whole thing, where the more I focus on the business side of game dev, the better I am at navigating the parts that I feel are a compromise. And that gives me the highest level of artistic integrity that I can get, while also giving myself the best chance to succeed. So that's it for me, guys. Have a good one. Bye.